Is it raining just now? It is, right?
Maybe here.
I don't know.
Outside area.
Outside don't have, right? They constructed the wall. At least there's some progress going on. Oh, that's the new staircase. So completed. I would say that I'm inspired by my father because my father is actually, he worked in Singapore as a contractor before. Then he always brings like, construction helmets back for me like a toy. Then I was like, maybe this is something that I should do in my futures. Then when I grew up, I feel that I like to do some sort of physical model. And I actually don't like to study at all, like remember things lah. But when I went to architecture, I find that actually as an architect you need to know everything, regulations and stuff. Yeah, so that inspired me to become an architect.
Today we shine a spotlight on a family business with roots dating back to 1969. Founded by a pioneering figure in civil and structural engineering, this business became a legacy carried forward by the only son in the family.
Yui is a very talented designer, very creative and very resourceful, I would say. And he trusts to take over the company at this very young age.
Talking more about TEP1 Group, it's quite unique. It fuses architecture, civil and structural engineering, and interior design as well.
Okay. So we're actually doing dry lay. Dry lay means that they will lay like first layer of the brick, as you can see from here. So with this layer of brick, you can feel that the size that will be constructed on site. So let's say owner want to make it bigger, so this one will be moved flexible lah. So you can move it in or out. So that one will demarcate where the door will be. So the opening that you see is actually the door. The most challenging part, stepping on new structure. Steady. 因为我在想啊，可能下个星期我叫 owner 来看一下 dry lay 啊。
还要下个星期？
你这个几时要上？
我现在上了吗？
旁边上不行啊，那个一定要啦。Just now we were discussing about the share wall. So usually we will erect another layer of walls here, all the way up. But in order to achieve like a full staircase width, right? So what we're trying to do is that we'll build the share wall on top of the existing wall. So in this case, we actually save about 150 on the width. One of the requirements for the client is that they don't want their kids to be staying in their room, which is at the story. What we did is that we created a play zone at the attic floor, common areas. Most of the time, the kids will be playing games, study at the particular area. The other things that come to our consideration is that because of the inter-terrace issue, we don't have sufficient skylight at the central area. So what we did is that we introduced a skylight that provides better natural lightings to this place. It is actually a good amount that provide natural lighting that shine into the staircase as well. Then it actually helps to light up the common area at the second story. On top of this wall, 做好像那个 leach field 这样。Then frosted.
Actually, it don't have to be frosted. If it's high,
clear glass.
Who is gonna jump up and see?
I don't know. Friends, maybe kids come and wow.
We have a chance to give natural ventilation to the bathroom here. Definitely beats mechanical ventilation. So we're talking to the main contractor to see if we can shift this skylight,
Extend, make it bigger.
extend where this wall is, and then a bit more so that we can have air circulation and some natural light to come into the bathroom. I think unfortunately we didn't catch this in the drawing stage, but I think that's the part where, you know, it's important that we come down to site and have a look at the things. So now that we've caught it here, I think it's going to be home to people. The family is going to move in, it's going to be their home for many years. So important we do the right thing for them to value add to their house. Let's get it changed. I think let's get it changed.
Do you think we should shift this entirely? Or extend? Extend, I think extend
I think extend okay. Then
will be much more easier lah.
Huh?
Extend will be much more easier.
Yeah. What say you? I think extend Extend Extend
Extend.
Extend. Best.
Best.
Wow, I can smell that. People cooking dinner already. They're still working.
Sound very sad.
Huh? Other people enjoying their dinner soon.
My first architecture job was a landed house, and it's pretty simple, like inter-terrace. So what I was assigned is that I will need to do layout plan, then followed by design. But for sure, the first design that we came up with like, piece of shit. But yeah, so slowly learn from that and then improve myself.
Straight up. That means this is just put over so that outside you don't see an odd shape.
Oh, so you're saying all the way up?
Yeah, but this top part will be fixed.
Yeah, just
so at least it looks neat.
Here will probably be drawers for pull-up shoes. Here intend to have a door for us to walk in, hide our scooter, the children's scooters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
some
will.
more shoe racks here. So I don't have it lying all over.
Yep.
So all the way up. So you're saying that it's best to match the door. Okay, that's what he said. I just need one more piece of advice when we go up. It's the storeroom.
Okay, no problem. This one correct or not, being here? Because when we in our drawings, it's supposed to be there.
Because this is for the router. Which one were you talking about?
All these. Because this used to be like a study, like
no more. So the staff people came and said the router should be placed outside here where the signal is strongest. So I need to get a simple latch.
In the middle of nowhere.
No, I have to find somewhere. Just against the wall cannot.
Can just suddenly it sticking out.
It won't stand on the glass.
Yeah.
Sticking out.
Not so ideal. They can actually use the UFO ones that is in the ceiling.
I'm not sure they have it. I'm going for the 10 gig. I'm not sure. It looks ugly.
Usually they can mount on the ceiling, upside down. It won't affect the signal as well.
In fact, better because
part of it is wired. So the wireless is only for your
handphone and all
mobile, yes.
So where?
Because what our concern is also like if you have a latch here, then your kids running around.
You must train them not to run on the glass.
because they have this type
mesh.
They have this type very neat on the ceiling. About the size of the light only.
Something like the size.
If you can send that to me, I will.
Sure. Timber skirting, varnish, untidy.
Then the skirting gap didn't fill up with filler.
What is this, man? Attic floor master bedroom. next to aircon unit. Ceiling and wall joint very untidy to make good. So the purpose we are here today is because the works that the contractor has been delivering and what they promised to do, sometimes we come on site, we realize it's not done. So that's why we decided to do an extra pre-completion defects walkthrough, just to make sure, because I think today or tomorrow
Wednesday.
painting
Painting start from tomorrow, plastering. Then Wednesday, carpentry will be coming into installation.
Yeah. So the idea is before all these things come in, because things are all moving, right? It's all everything is moving like clockwork. So if the walls are not done properly and all these things go on, the paint go on, the carpentry go on, these things will never be resolved. So we made it a point to make sure, because today actually is Monday morning, we're supposed to have our Aki huddle, but I think we can push that to later. But very importantly, we want to capture all these things to make sure that they take care of it before the paint and cabinets go on. So again, handy dandy app that we are using to make sure we capture all the defects, and we can send the list of defects immediately after this.
Might as well just replace the whole thing. Tiles not acceptable.
Small tile replacement not acceptable. Full stop. To replace entire tile. Oh, it's bloody hot. What the hell is this? Huh? Did they just clean their hands on this thing? I think the works are rather disappointing. At this point, we can only request for them to make the changes, because again, this was under a very, against our advice again, it was under a casual contract between the owner and the contractor. So at this point in time, we can only request for the contractor to cooperate, but definitely not up to our expectations and standards. So
Hopefully they'll give us a surprise
lost forward.
after all the rectifications.
Yeah, hopefully
yeah.
after the rectification works, everything will be
Yeah, if everything goes well, I'll assume that this is actually a nice house.
well, we'll see. Hopefully the entire ID and the Aki turn out nice.
Yeah.
We have yet to see the final outcome.
It's common to have site issues like site constraints, and for our situation, we have this OG box which is located behind of the unit. Then this OG box is actually like obstructions for our constructions.
Initially, when the building was constructed, there wasn't any car parking space provider. We are not sure when this OG box was, constructed, but when client asked us, we catered for a car parking space. And later when we submitted to URA, they got back to us saying that this would be a problem for vehicle maneuvering. So the purpose of the meeting is to arrange and talk to the officer that we are going to shift this OG box to approved locations, which is the nearest that is located within the authority land.
Got requirement 1 meter from the curb.
1 meter from the curb.
1 meter per curb.
Because this is considered road, right? This is back lane. Back lane.
1 meter
From the curb, 1 meter.
Then that side.
Another 1 meter again.
That's why I don't know who to look seek approval from.
Huh?
I think who is the approval? You think if let's say this one is under LTA, we can try lah.
This one should be
We
LTA.
submitted to LTA. LTA was asking for SP approval. Yeah.
That means they don't want to be liable lah. Okay, the reason why we always ask for their approval, we don't know what's their future plan.
Okay.
But if let's say they would say that, okay, there's a future plan, then we never seek their approval, then we ask, then we
Come back to you. Yeah.
again.
1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Yeah, 1 meter is it's like that already.
There's only one. They say 1 meter. They say 1 meter.
1 meter from this curve.
Yeah. So it's almost. Yeah, it's almost over.
Yeah.
Touch it.
So what is an OG box? OG box is actually a short form from overground box, which it is actually a main distributions of the electricity to the consumer, such as like landed houses, commercials, and even shophouses like ours.
This one the back lane. If let's say I do all the excavation, who will be doing the reinstatement? Because if let's say I do the reinstatement, you do You do, then you guys cannot excavate anymore. Cannot do any more excavation.
So you want your water, your gas? Water, gas.
Who is the last person going to be?
The
then
one.
they do the mill and patch. I mean, they do the finalized one, reinstatement.
Firstly,
This
want
one
to
we need to have
confirm
a standardized.
future road or this one?
Yeah, this one
Legit.
This one is this one.
I think
This is your back
future
lane,
legit.
I think.
Some lane already road.
Someone need to have a handover to whoever going to be responsible for this back lane.
You're asking what finish is it?
Yeah.
I look at down there also, I blur already.
Because got chance become road already.
Huh?
Because if I cost you, then later gas also cost you. Everyone cost you. This one not cheap. Legit.
So for manual, so we have.
I can tell you
We have
easily
water.
100,000. Just
We have
Gas.
legit.
electrical also. Gas.
Water.
Gas. 3%. Just we want you to submit a proposal the future. What is the place gonna be like? Where is the location? Then if you want lesser cost, definitely you help us do try hole there where you want to put the OG box.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so we know there is feasible or no services, the corridor is free. At the turf there, no? Turf there. Okay. So I think there you also need to check with PUB whether they got future planning to expand the drain or not there, at the car park there.
Oh, that one is the drain.
If they say no, then of course we can mount there already, the new box.
Yeah, to be honest, we can plan. No problem. We can plan and also plan the OG box. But we don't know what's their future plan. Then it goes back to us.
I scared later you check booking lot, one golf.sc, come out suddenly this one URA land. That one another headache already. They sure don't let you
Oh yeah,
do
this is
any.
back lane, right?
Yeah.
This is under.
Maybe that one car park also URA, back here also URA.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that one need to confirm first belong to who? LTA or SLA or URA? These three.
Other than doing design, we are actually working closely with the state authorities also. So we also do submissions to different kind of authorities. And based on my experience, I have been like working with them more than 8 years, I guess. I kind of know like what are the documents that they require. Then it will actually help to cut short of the review periods, the processing periods, so that we can get the approval as soon as possible. So for example, LTA, they are more in charge on the traffic, and MParks will be more on the landscape, streetscape. And for our projects, it's because of the conservation unit, so we're mostly working on the URA conservations guidelines. Yeah, so all these are the things that we need to make sure it complies.
The longer as it go, the cost will be higher.
For us.
So let's say this one is this length. So we can minimize the cost itself. Because the cost, no matter what, we won't die.
So also both of it has to be relocated together.
Yes.
Okay. Because one box is Upper Circular, the next one is South Bridge Road and somewhere. I mean here.
They want to rerun the cables.
Everything.
Some more is underground works. How are they going to
take it on?
Relocate to that side?
The conclusion of the meeting was that we have to locate 2 OG boxes to a new location, but the place that we proposed looks like it belongs to a different owner. So right now we are in the process of getting approvals from all the authorities. We need to clear literally most of the authorities to relocate this OG boxes there.
Single, yeah. It's finally completed. Taken a little bit more time than it should have. You know, I think lack of control because of the form of contract did play a role in that. But I think when we are going through the spaces, you know, we've done our photo shoot when the clients have moved in, seeing how the design elements that have played a major role in uplifting the quality of space, that is something that we are really proud of.
We basically went through a lot of regulations and construction delays and stuff, but so far so good. We have managed to overcome all the issue because we architect actually it's actually our job to resolve all the issues on site and make sure that things go along the way. And yeah, by seeing the finished products, that is actually what we have envisioned so far, which we'll feel very proud. So when I went out to site, the first thing that I see is actually the well. It's actually quite stunning with the lightings is actually penetrate through from the top floor all the way down to the first floor, and the light and shadow that cast on the picture was actually a stunning piece of art for the living room. Okay, so instead of having just one air well, we create another light well as well, which is at the corridor side. And what we do is that we create a glass slab instead of having a air well. This is actually to maximize the allowable space. The effect come to reality is actually quite stunning because you are allowed to see the floor below. So this is like a connectivities of the spaces.
Of course, this project turned out pretty well despite the challenges that we faced along the way. And seeing how the light well actually played out, there's beauty in it, I think. There are spaces where you can really sit and watch the world go by and see how the sun, the shadows, how it interacts with the environment, the opening and closing of the screens, you know, the filtration of privacy and sunlight. It really gives design a purpose. I think it's a good representation of how design can actually elevate a home. It's a form of art in itself. We have a fantastic relationship with the clients. We have a good laugh, you know, chatting about how the spaces can be utilized. We're still advising them on, you know, certain furnitures and how certain things can be placed. I think with all projects, I think it is important that we give our best, and by doing so, as long as we're sincere, the clients will definitely see it and appreciate it.
So mainly take away from this project is that because this is a multi-generation home, so it's actually quite special from what we have designed so far, because usually the landed house that we design is only for one family, but this is 3 generations. So it's quite challenging, I would say, but it's quite fun as well because you get to know the family more and their lifestyle that actually turned into the design that they wanted, especially the screening that we created for the facade. The effect is actually beyond what we had expected, especially during the late afternoon time, about 4 to 6, and this is something that is like a takeaway from my experience, because the natural environment actually helps to enhance the interior space, not just the experience as well. For sure there's challenging ongoing, but then I feel like it's pretty interesting on facing all these different kind of barrier and problems, and I mean it's interesting that we have to come up with a thinking process, like how to solve all the problems, issues, and we are not looking at like one perspective. We are looking at different perspectives from different users, owners, contractors, and as a designers as well. What keep me going on architecture is that, you know, when you facing different kind of client, it's kind of interesting because every client is actually unique, and what they want is different, I would say. So every piece of landed houses that we design, not just landed houses, maybe conservation unit, commercial unit. Every single piece of design is unique because we have to fulfill whatever the client requested for. So this is interesting as well. We are not just facing doing same things every day.